guys, it's Monday. I actually did finish my book on Friday. I just had a course this weekend. I was taking an animal talk course. It's almost identical to the body talk course, but obviously I'm working on animals. And I had a lot of fun this weekend. So all day Saturday and Sunday, I was playing with my dog. This week, I read The Silver Chair. I found it was better than I expected. I thought it was going to be a lot worse because of the fact that you don't have any of the 4 original children. But it did make it better because you had Eustace, and I really liked him from the last book. And then in comes Jill. And then the other main character of this book, Puddlegrum, was hilarious. He's all this like, oh, gloom, doom, life is awful. And just the way he's written is hilarious. He's a very brave, very noble Marshwiggle, but just he's funny. He's very funny. This book starts off with Jill crying behind the school. Eustace and Jill go to an awful school. She's getting bullied, and Eustace hears her crying and asks her what's up, like tries to cheer her up. And she's like, oh, never mind, and he tries to make her feel better by telling stories about Narnia. And just like telling her some of this stuff that she's like, oh, if only that were true. And then, lo and behold, not much later, they end up in Narnia. And then they're just sent on this amazing adventure to rescue the lost prince. Through this adventure, they meet so many different characters. Good, bad, ugly, good and ugly, bad and ugly. I quite enjoyed this book. Not as much as the previous one, but I believe this one's still a pretty good book. I liked the way the story flowed. Like C.S. Lewis has a way of writing these stories and just throwing these random characters in, yet they flow so fluidly. Like just out of nowhere, you get a Marshwiggle. You never even heard of Marshwiggles before, but just it makes it flow so fluidly, and he does a fantastic job. And I'm really liking the main messages in these books. It's about being brave, being courageous, being true to yourself, being kind to others, and having faith. I find the way they're written, it makes me happy. I like to read them, and then I just got that like kind of happy feeling at the end. Because you're like, oh, these people are going through so much. Like, this prince was kidnapped from home years ago, and then all of a sudden, he's brought back in the end. And just the journey that Eustace, Jill, and Puddlegrum go through to find him and to get to him is amazing. They're full of dangers, and they have happy times, sad times, awful times, and just the way C.S. Lewis writes it all out, like I've said before, you feel like you're there. It's just very well described. Everything has a decent explanation, so you know why things are there, why things are happening. It's not like, what's going on? Like you're not confused throughout these books. At some parts you may be like, what is this? But then over here somewhere, like it's explained. So before that end of the novel, everything is explained. And then the beginning of the next novel is just a continuation of a story, of a world that is so wonderful. So yeah, I find it really exciting to read these books. And they're really short books, so I know I talk on and on about them, but I really like them. And I hope everyone else who's read them has liked them. Now I'm going to cut my grass, because what else do I do in the summer but cut my grass? So I will see you probably after VidCon. So have a fantastic time. I'll see you in July.